Hi, good evening, folks. In this video, we're going to talk about the big rumor out there today, Jason Robertson. Yay or nay? Do we do it if we get a chance? Coming up. All right, guys, this is, it has to be for real, this rumor. There's too much of it out there, so the rumor's for real. I mean, the Sabres have inquired about Jason Robertson and seeing if they can get him in a deal. And I'm just curious what the deal would be. But I have a theory later. We'll talk about that in a bit. And this, guys, is when I talk to you about cap space being power, this is it. This is the power that cap space has. We can literally go shopping right now for somebody like this, where nobody in the league can, but basically us at this point, I think. Maybe Arizona. So there's not many teams out there that can actually do something like this and have a chance to get a guy like this, right? So now, how much would he cost per season? This is the big question. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be $8 million. We're going to have to pay $8 million to have a guy like this in the lineup. And when you got a guy that can pop in 40 goals, and I've seen so much stuff out there, people saying just silliness about this guy. This guy, I watched enough Dallas games to know this guy's the real deal. He's really good. And he's really broke out last year. He really broke out. And he's not the flashiest guy, though. He really isn't. But he just has that, I don't know, maybe that God-given sense to know where to be all the time, kind of. Anyway, let's look at his numbers, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's just go over the NHL numbers. You can see in the OHL, though, he was a 40-goal guy there also. So in his rookie year, 51 games, 17 goals, 28 assists for 45 points. Very good season, very good rookie season. And then last year, right away, he broke out. 74 games, 41 goals, 38 assists for 79 points there. So when I'm looking at this guy, I see a guy that on the Sabres, on a young team like us, and keep in mind he is what? He's not a small kid. I thought he was smaller, but he's not. He's 6'3". 6'3". He's a big forward, 200-pounder, And this guy obviously was a high draft pick for a reason. He went high in the second round. And he's like kind of maybe their J.J. Peterka over there. Their young guy that looked like a stud and that has turned into one. So what would we have to give up for him? My theory is this, guys. What more would we have to take from them, okay, is what I'm thinking. What more would we have to take? Let's take a look at their cap. Okay, so take a look. I mean, the Sege and the Ben contracts, now they both have no movement clause, right? You see it. They both have an NMC on both of them. I'm willing to bet that either one of these guys would love to get away from the owner in Dallas and would welcome coming to Buffalo. Either one. And the thing is, do we really want to take a contract like that? For 3 years, maybe we could take the Ben deal, but then we've maxed out the cap with Ben and Robertson right away, which I don't like. I don't like that idea. So looking down a bit, though, okay, and you look at Heiskanen, there's one. There's an idea right there. Now, I know he's making a ton, 8.4, but this guy is a stud, as we all know. And Heiskanen could be the only one I could see the owner wanting to. That he must want one of these contracts gone. It would only make sense. Now the Sabres, if I'm Adams, I'm guessing he's avoiding those 3 contracts because we're fine on defense. We really are, and we don't want the Ben or Seguin deals. We don't want those, and we don't want those cap hits. We're just coming out of Okposo's contract this year. We don't want another one like that where, the player is basically in their 30s and getting a ton of money. We don't want that. So maybe Mason Marchment, I don't know, but he has an NMC also. And the other one, maybe Lindell. Maybe Lindell is a possible. Again, no movement, So there's just a lot of possibilities here when it comes to this. But if we could get any kind of blockbuster and get Ottinger, I would be all over it. I'd be all over that if we could get Ottinger somehow. Ottinger's awesome. What I've seen this year, my goodness. So, this is real. This isn't just a rumor, guys, that, you know, it's in the wind. And when the guys on After the Whistle are reporting this, it's real. There's something going on that they've heard behind the scenes. And I'm going to go listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet because I've been, they went away for a month, so I kind of lost track of After the Whistle. You know, they took off for like a long vacation. It's like, give me a break, guys. You can't jump on and just talk a little bit for a month. My God. Anyway, it ticked me off. Look, what do you think? If we can get him, yes, I would say go for it, absolutely. But, you know, this is like a young stud that's coming into his own on this team. That's what this is. This is a guy that's coming into his own. Now, who could the Sabres trade on, you know, on our roster? Really, I mean, I can't see them moving. I can't see them moving Olofsson, believe it or not. I would have said yes last year. I would have jumped all over it. But right now, not really. You know, Olofsson, I'm sure there's been a handshake deal too that he's going to stay in Buffalo with Adams and, you know, and so on. That's just my feel anyways. So I don't think it'll be him. I just don't know. It would probably, guys, have to be somebody that isn't making that much. They'd have to take a little bit of cap back for sure. If we pulled off a deal like this, I guess we're going to be looking at a first rounder, unless we give a first rounder as part of the deal. But unless we take one of their bad contracts, then I could see them doing it, guys, for cheap. Then I could see them doing it because those contracts are awful. The Seguin and the Ben contracts right now are horrible contracts, and they're doing nothing but hinder the future of that team. So would we want Jamie Benn for 3 years? Yeah, he's a good leader. Yeah, he's a good physical hockey player. It's just the cap hit sucks. We know that. The cap hit really sucks. And I don't know. It's a real tricky thing. But that is my guess, okay? The fact we have cap open, they figure that we could take that contract off their hands, okay? And they'll not throw him in as a sweetener, no. Then they'll be more flexible to give us a fair deal in the trade, meaning maybe a roster player that's solid. Nobody like Dylan Cousins, though. No way. No. None of that. You know, maybe a prospect and maybe a few prospects. And that's it. You know, if we're going to take on that whole Ben contract, it probably would be probably just 1 for 1, really, because they would be so thrilled, I'm sure, to unload that contract, because they're going to be messed for 3 straight years with that deal, and it's not good over there. It really isn't. So let me know what you think, guys. I'm just going to stop it there. I just wanted to chit-chat about this, get on that. And oh, guys, by the way, something came up today, and maybe you guys know where Rome is, because Rome told me he had some major resentment. He said some loyal Sabres fan he found out, okay, his second favorite team is the Rangers.
Hello? Yes?
So if you hear anything, let me know, because I'm not too sure who it was or what it was, but I'm just kind of curious what's going on with that. So I'm going to leave that for now. I got to get back to my computer work, guys. Throw me your ideas. What do you think? My idea, guys, and I believe it's probably closer to right than wrong, is I do think we'd have to take a bad contract back to make this work, because they're going to want to open cap, not just, you know, and I hope we don't go that route, to be honest. But I don't want to also give away a first rounder and prospects, you know, for a guy that we're going to have to pay him big. But I would take this guy in a heartbeat over DeBrincat. I would. That for sure. All right, guys, done. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.